Kentucky, let's talk.
Exclusive.
Yeah, that was exclusive.
Yo, it's Dad Jackson, and you watching Kentucky Let's Talk.
Kentucky, let's talk. Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into this exclusive interview, I want to say shout out to the homie, Dad Jackson, coming from Paducah, Kentucky, to come rock with Kentucky Let's Talk. Now, before we get into this interview, man, you got to let me know, bro. What is it like growing up in Paducah, Kentucky?
Humble beginnings for sure. Humble beginnings. You lack a lot of resources. You don't really have a lot of people. Bigger cities, might have artists or something that come out of there, or somebody that at least tried it. Or even had a wave. We had a wave at a certain point in time, but I was too young for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just humble beginnings, really, man. They just show you how to, how to live with the grit of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come from that type of environment, you live with the grit of life. So you pretty much prepared to go and survive anywhere. Like, people always tell me, like, they can tell I'm not from somewhere. Right. They can tell I'm not from, whatever area I'm in. They just like, man, you just seem comfortable everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, people I've been around, but that's just, coming up in that type of environment. You know what I'm saying? You come from the slums, you can survive anywhere. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So, for the people tuning in, man, let them know, how did you come up with the name Dad Jackson? Like, are you a daddy to some kids? Are you a daddy to the hoes? You get what I'm saying? So let us know, man. You know how you came up with that name, homie.
Both of them, for real, man. But yeah, bro, this is a question like I knew I was gonna have whenever I started this shit, man. Dad Jackson is, man, I became a father at a very early age, bro. I was 15 years old. Damn, you know what I'm saying? So like, I spent, all through all my high school years, from my sophomore year to my senior year, with a kid, two kids. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm a father. I had kids real young. I'm glad it allowed me to mature. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have my daughter, like, I'd probably be, ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't no telling, bro. So that's where Dad Jackson come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I talk to people, and people like, bro, you think niggas gonna be comfortable saying Dad Jackson? And I'm like, bro, like, for one, it really ain't about niggas. No, you feel me? No. It really ain't about that, bro, or people in general. My fault. It's something I'm pursuing for me. Yeah. And it has a name. My name has a meaning behind it, and I feel like I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for my kids. Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna build something, a platform or something like that, why not let it be based off of that? Sure. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people, like even females, would be like, I don't know, I ain't calling you dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, some people cool with it, some people ain't. Yeah. But I just feel like, if you comfortable, it's all these little babies and the baby. You know what I'm saying? Not to no shots at them at all. You know what I'm saying? But like, Dad Jackson, bro, it's an artist name. It's not like I'm asking people to walk around calling me daddy. You know what I'm saying? Dad Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you hit on that. But I'm gonna touch on what you just said about the little baby and all that. They go to show you how weird people be. Mm-hmm. You don't want to call a grown man dead, but you will call a grown man little baby. You get what I'm saying? So, it really go to show where people's mind at. Like, some in our culture, bro, and I'm talking about black people. A thing that we got a problem with is, I can't tell another black man, you look good, or I'm proud of you, or you get what I'm saying, you got a certain name. I can't call you Dad Jackson without a nigga saying, oh, you want some gay shit, you dick riding, because I'm supporting my peoples. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I already know what you coming with when you say, when dudes be like, nigga, I ain't calling you Dad. If you was my nigga's name's Dad. That's what he is. I'm not gay. I don't got nothing against gay people, but I'm confident, bro.
That's what I
say.
You get what I'm saying? I say, like, if you comfortable. I feel like if you comfortable with yourself, then shit like that don't matter, bro.
Facts,
like,
though.
Especially if, like, I'm putting out lyrical content. Like, I'm I'm a lyricist. So like, if what I'm putting out makes sense and you can relate, bro, it don't matter what the name is, bro. Like, it don't matter, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just somewhere. That's just a reference, really. Yeah. That's where you go find it. Dad Jackson said it, but this is where you go listen to a very important message. You know what I'm saying? You can go listen to you. Dad Jackson might have something, to help you, get through a tough time. Sure. You know what I'm saying? You never know, but you skipping out on it because his name's Dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm gonna touch on it, and we're gonna leave it alone. Yeah. people be too focused on the messenger and not the message.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Because it can be a bum that's telling you, hey, if you go down that street, they killing people. He's a bum. I don't listen to him. And you going down that street and you get your head bust. You feel me? But when you in the studio, bro, you cooking up, you create music. Where do you get your inspiration to make good music and be a lyricist, as you said?
I think pretty much just taking advantage and not taking for granted the ability to be able to create. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I could take the cliche route and say my kids inspire me, which they do.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like everybody's creative in their own way. Like even some people more creative than others. But everybody creative in their own way, bro. And to be able to have the blessing to be able to create on a high level, that inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do it for the art. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes me feel a different way when I can go and create something, and I can put my words on a track and people can listen to it and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like just basically just being able, having the ability to create. You know what I'm saying?
So with you being from Paducah, bro, who would be your top 5 artists, dead or alive? Like, because people be thinking like just because an artist is from a certain place that you might listen to different music or you might have a different outlook on music,
right? When
really and truly it could be all the same as a nigga from Detroit. So who's your top 5, bro, dead or alive artists?
My first one would have to be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like not even to be cliche. You know what I'm saying? Any artist, aspiring artist, anybody out there at all that want to be anything, put yourself first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Put them over any artist that the world tell you that's the greatest. Anybody, man, believe in yourself and think that you're the greatest. That's how you gonna perfect your craft. Exactly. But I would say myself first. And pretty much a lot of people that I would want to work with are probably dead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would say, man, I didn't really get into Juice WRLD's catalog until after, like I listened to his songs and stuff. Sometimes I wasn't just gonna go to a Juice WRLD song though. But something about his passion like made me want to go look more into like how he create and like look at the artistic side of it. So I started going to look and digging in, and like Juice WRLD was a creative dude, bro. Like he was an artist, and that's what I take pride in, being an artist. Like I can get on any beat and rap. You know what I'm saying? I can bar something up all day, bro. Like that's what I do. But when it comes to being like the artist side, like doing the artistic side of it, Juice WRLD would be somebody I would love to work with, cause he got lyricism and he's, like I said, he's an artist. Really, a lot of people don't agree, but I really think Drake. Like I think Drake, as far as his whole catalog, he's that nigga, bro. Drake really is that nigga. But
back to what I was saying earlier, no homo.
Yep.
If I like Drake, I gotta be self-forgiving. When I just like the music he create. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm an artist. Exactly. It don't matter what. This is where I separate it. I don't care about what no artist got going on in their personal life. Sure. I'm not listening to them to know what's going on in their personal life. Yeah. I'm listening to them to vibe. I'm listening to them, you know what I'm saying, just catch that wave. Yeah. I'm not worried about what a man or woman got going on in their personal life. Everybody got their shit going on. Yeah. That don't affect, as long as it's not affecting you putting out great content, like I don't care about what you're doing, bro. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
That was 2, so what you got, 3 more?
Yep. Let me see. I would probably Juice WRLD, Drake. I would probably have to say I really like Detroit rappers, bro. I don't feel like my style really matches the Detroit sound. But I really like Detroit rappers, bro. I don't really know, bro. I don't really have a top 5. To me, the cliche way out would be Pac. Big, like, which I really fuck with them. Everybody love, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a Pac fan, I'm a Big fan, and it's just based off them being artists, you know what I'm saying? And on top of having lyrical content. So those types of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm more of a creator, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like MJ, Michael Jackson. Yes, like if I could sit around Michael Jackson and see how he came up with some of the shit he came up with. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm gonna be out here moonwalking or spinning around, but that's what he do. But on the artistry side of things, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson would be somebody I would love to sit around and just see how he cooks some shit up. Right. Yeah.
So when the new people is going to check out your music, bro, if you had to put your music in a category or even create a category, what does it mean when Dad Jackson is, making his music and creating his music, what does your music represent?
I don't really have like I don't have a genre. You know what I'm saying? Like my movement is creative ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I started out with a clothing brand. I did it kind of backwards. I did clothing brand then music. You know, usually people music and then add the clothes in. But creative ways is just, you know what I'm saying, it's touching base on me saying earlier, you know, everybody's creative in some way. You feel me? So I don't really have a genre. Like I'm not going for a certain, like I hear a beat and a melody or something in my head and like that's what I'll lay down. I'm not being like, nah, I'm not a rapper, or nah, I can't get on this and sing, or I can't get on this and do this. Creativity literally has no limit. You feel me? I'm not finna limit myself to like what I think somebody might want to hear. That's the art of creating, bro. You get to create something, people gonna fuck with it, some people not. Some people might not fuck with it at all. Some people might fuck with it real heavy. You know what I'm saying? But those are the people that's on that same wavelength you was on when you created that track. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say it just represents my, you know, my creativity. It represents where I came from. I tell a lot of stories in my raps. Very rarely will I just get on something just to bar it up. I'm always telling the story. That's when I think I'm at my best. You know what I'm saying? Rapping comes easy, but I think I'm at my best whenever I can get on something and I can tell a story and talk about the shit I've been through. That's the stuff that hits the hardest too. I feel a lot of people, like the fans and people that's really listening to me, like talk whenever I'm on these tracks. You know, like that's the songs they reach out to me the most about, are the ones that I'm talking, you know, telling the story on. They're like, oh, this bops, but you was really talking your shit on that. You know what I'm saying? So I would say it represents my creativity.
So how long have you been doing music, and what made you want to do music? Like, why didn't you just say, you know what, I'm a thug it, you know, I'm gonna be a dope boy? You know some dudes, you know, at one point in my life, you know, I'm on some thug shit.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me? So I'm just trying, like, so what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna do music and I'm gonna take music seriously?
Shit, I guess just pretty much, even whenever I was doing, like, you know what I'm saying, the street shit back in my city, bro, like I would still like be in my room freestyling. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be rapping and stuff, and a lot of people didn't even know I could rap. Like whenever I first dropped my first song, bro, my mama didn't even believe it was me. She was like, you don't rap? Like when did you, you know what I'm saying, when you start making music? Like I was that filtered in what I did, but that's because I came from everybody want to rap. Everybody want to be a rapper. Don't do that, this. Like the chances of that is slim. And I just look at it like, you know what I'm saying, if you really got that talent, and I understand why they would be like, don't pursue that, because it's a lot of people, like I said, everybody's creative in their own way, but it's a lot of people that's really not good at making music. You know what I'm saying? Your creativity might be in something else. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean you can make all the tracks you want to, but, you know, keep them for your personal use. You know, when people releasing a lot of, you know, bull content, then you get kids, you know, in cities like from where I'm from, you know, everybody's telling them, everybody want to rap, don't do that, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this kid really might have what it takes. This kid really might be a lyricist, but you growing up hearing, everybody want to do this, everybody don't want to do that. And then you like, that's basically telling the kid not to pursue their dream. You know what I'm saying? You never know. This kid might have been born and woke up and was like, could see themselves on the stage with a mic. You know what I'm saying? Big crowds and shit screaming. And then you telling them they can't do it because, you know, quote unquote, everybody tries it. You know what I'm saying? You just a hater. You feel me? But I you know, even then I was rapping, so I've been writing for a long time, bro. I remember I did like this cover to I Got Five on, you know, that throwback. I did a little freestyle to that when I was probably like 16, 17. And nobody ever heard it except for the niggas that was in the room with me, and they was like, bro, like to this day, you know, somebody wrote me probably like a year ago and was like, hey bro, you still got a copy of that 5 on it? Like, cause I really bodied it, you feel me? But nobody heard it, cause I didn't want to release it. I was, you know, that's when I was recording with iPhone headphones in the, you know, in a shut-in closet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so people's telling me like at this time, you know, my grades is good, I'm playing football, I'm going to school to play, you know, and everything. So, you know, they like, nah, don't try to be a rapper, try to be this. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just put it on the back burner, but I always would write. I've been writing since I was young, bro. Like, just never really released nothing until, you know, like last August.
So speaking on, you know, your football, because, you know, dude's husky. I don't know if y'all can tell on this camera. It's a big nigga right here. You feel me? So, like, would you code in that football? Like, did you get scholarships? Did you go to college? Like, what did you do with it?
So that's crazy, man, because Bro, for real, I was smaller than this in high school. You know what I'm saying? I was probably like 190. You feel me? So, you know, 190 high school was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was 140, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, I always been a bigger nigga, though. Yeah. So, like, I got scholarship offers, but it was from like smaller schools. It was like Georgetown, Campbellsville, you know what I'm saying, the NAIAs. But like I said, once again, you know, coming up, people telling you, nah, you bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got people telling you, like, bro, go there and get that free education. Well, they wasn't telling me that at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just like, nah, you bigger than that, man. Like,
don't accept the offer.
Exactly. Mind you, my junior year, we win the state championship. I catch a pick six. Like, I'm top 3 in the voting for MVP in the state championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we doing, you know, I'm good at football. You feel me? Like, I hooped. I played all the sports in high school. You feel me? But yeah, I had scholarships from smaller schools. What happens is I end up getting a full ride academic scholarship from UK. You feel me? Because my grades and shit was good. Like, no matter what the fuck went on in the streets, I had 2 kids in high school. Still kept my grades up. I was a class clown. I still kept my grades up. You know what I'm saying? Didn't miss a game over no silly shit. You feel me? Like, you know, go home.
Full ride to UK, boy?
Full ride academically. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you feel me, bro? You feel me?
Hey, hold on. And look. That's why I like interviewing dudes, because you never know their background. Like, let's stop the silly shit, bro. Like, it's okay to, I get all A's and B's, plus I beat you up, plus I do sports, and I'm from the streets. You can do all that. You get what I'm saying? But, bro, I just want to salute you, bro. Like, that's dope. But you having 2 kids so young, you coming from, you know, a so-called small place from Paducah, like you said, but y'all the 3rd biggest place, but you wouldn't know it, and you were still able to be successful, bro, and really, like you said, you was cold at sports, but you got an academic to one of the biggest universities in the United States, bro. So I just want to salute you on that, bro. Back to you, bro.
I appreciate it, bro. I mean, and for real, that's really something that separated me, bro. Like, I felt like, cause like when I grew up, like, niggas knew me. Like, I wasn't like a nigga like walking around looking for beef, but like if it was beef, I was with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never been, I don't ever claim to be a tough guy, nothing like that, bro. Like, but I'ma handle my business when it's time to handle my business. You feel me? Like, and you know, a lot what separated me, like, you know, I start realizing like it was a lot of envy and shit going on because like I had book smarts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't supposed to overcome having 2 kids in high school. And you know what I'm saying, make it like, you know, believe it or not, it's really people out here that want to see you do bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really people out here that want to see you do bad. So, you know, it was just one of them situations that I felt like separated me, and it came natural. I didn't have to try to get good grades, bro. Like, it was just something that came natural, and being blessed to have street smarts came with living in poverty. So, you know, I don't feel like, you know, it's all bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's cold, bro. So I got a question for you, man. If you could stay independent or sign to a major label, which one would you do and why?
Of course I would stay independent. You know what I'm saying? But I done been broke before, you know, to points where I'm like, man, if a label come bring me $2 million, if they like, here, $2 million, you feel me, and we gonna take care of, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta drop this amount of projects in this amount of time. It's nothing for me to create. You feel me? But then, you know, I got to talking to people. Like, I got a dude that I've been talking to, that's, you know, he's tied in with the industry, man. Shout out Philip Hudson, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple of little ties. He got me linked up with a dude, you know, that's from Carbondale. And I don't really want to say his accolades because, you know what I'm saying, I don't really know if... Exactly, you feel me? Like, but, you know what I'm saying, he got me linked in. He's just kind of telling me, you know, like, those record deals with labels are just loans. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you know, I know it's a loan, but, you know, he got to telling me, and, you know, going deeper, you know, he was telling me, like, okay, if they come give you $2 million, that's a $2 million bank loan, or $2 million, basically, you owe. So, like, if your career doesn't go, you know what I'm saying, like you thought it was gonna go when you started, or you hit that speed bump, and you don't make that 2 M's back in the time frame that they want you to make that 2 M's back, then you in debt. You feel me? And then that's where a lot of artists go bankrupt. They can't drop music because they signed to a label. You know what I'm saying? And they career didn't go how it was supposed to go. Now they $2 million in the hole, and they can't drop some fire-ass content. You know what I'm saying? So I would stay independent for real, and just more so for the business side of it too. I'm a businessman myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have my own, you know, my own shit, my own label. Like, I've been doing these little events called the Kickback, where I get like local artists, underground artists from surrounding areas. You know what I'm saying? Artists from Madisonville, Providence, Kentucky, Louisville, Paducah, you know, and I put us in one little room and, you know, perform 3 or 4 songs, get the vibe, you know, they bring their crowd, we bring our crowd, mix our music like that, and just kind of get some of that slept on artists, slept on talent, you know, recognized. So, you know what I'm saying, I've been doing shit like that just to keep people engaged and shit like that with like the underground scene. So,
So, do you have a new single? Are you working on a new mixtape, a new album? And if you are, do you have a name for it? And when can people expect it to be released?
Right now, I don't really have nothing. I don't have anything that I'm looking to release. I just released a EP, Dad Tape 1. That's on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, Tidal. It's on everything, man. Go check it out, Dad Tape 1. I got a couple singles, Sleepwalking, you know, stuff like that. So, like I said, on all streaming platforms, YouTube, I got a YouTube channel, Creative Ways Culture, where you can find some of my songs and stuff like that. I don't have no videos or nothing like that, which brings me back to why I don't have another project coming out. I want to get some visuals out, man. Like I said earlier, I've been trying to work with videographers and you know, just people like that, but you know, for some reason I can't get my hands on. I can't link with them for whatever reason. I don't know if it's, you know, what it's about, personal, or if they just got too much time on their hands. But you know what I'm saying, I'm looking for videographers, people with beats. I'm open to work anybody that's an artist. Seriously, artist as in, like I said, cameraman, videographer. If you make beats, if you design clothes, anything. Man, reach out. Like I said, Creative Ways Culture. You can email me at creativeways.culture@gmail.com. _ out of Pappy on all social sites. If you want to come in contact with me, I'm ready to create. I'm ready to work. Like I said, I have my, you know, I'm ready. It's ready to go.
So, speaking on all that, bro, you know, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, what's in the future for Dad Jackson?
But it's tricky, you know what I'm saying? It might sound crazy, but I don't think 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always in the moment, bro. Like, this interview, we in the moment, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's in the moment. Anything can happen. I could leave and anything can happen. So I don't really think 5 years from now. I'm thinking, like, what can I do now? You know what I'm saying? To where I know I can be smooth in 5 years. You feel me? Like, it ain't, you know, it's not like, oh, in 5 years I see myself sitting in a mansion or, you know, or anything like that. Granted, speak things into existence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, I'm all about manifestation. But like I said, everything's the moment, bro. Like, I live in the moment, embrace every moment, every opportunity I have. So I can't really say where I would be in 5 years, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know where I'm headed. You feel me? And I know where I would like to be, but I don't really know where I will be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, man, before we get off here, man, I want to say I appreciate you for coming on Kentucky Let's Talk. Y'all just seen we got that exclusive. I'm gonna have all his information, his social media, his YouTube, how party promoters, people that want to work with him can get in touch with him, man. So before we get up off here, homie, man, like I said, I appreciate you for coming on Kentucky Let's Talk and giving us the opportunity for Dad Jackson to come in our presence and give us an exclusive. So before we jump off here, man, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, bro, first and foremost, appreciate you for having me, man. Everybody follow Kentucky Let's Talk. Also follow myself on all social sites at _ out of Pappy. Also find me on, like I said, all streaming sites, Dad Jackson. I got some shit that's worth listening to, I promise you. Like, even if you're looking for sound, you know what I'm saying, I got a couple of songs like that, but if you're looking for, you know, real lyricism and, you know, listen to me, man. I got something to talk about, I promise you. Like I said, _ out of Pappy on all social sites. Feel free to email me beats, whatever, creativeways.culture@gmail. The Ways is WEIGHS. Like I said, appreciate you for having me, bro. Real shit.
Y'all heard it here first. Kentucky, let's talk. Kentucky, let's talk.
Exclusive.
Yeah, that was exclusive.